Hey, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. Commander64 here, bringing you retro gaming and Elite Dangerous related content in an alternating weekly Sunday show. This week it's an Elite Dangerous video and we're continuing with the DIY project for Elite Dangerous. Last week we sawed up some MDF boards and this week we're going to fit them together to make a chair. But first I'd just like to quickly thank you for watching. And if you'd be so kind as to click that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. And to all of you that already have, thanks a lot, I really appreciate that. Now that's all out of the way, let's get on with the video. Okay, so here we have the pieces that make up the box. The back, two sides, the front, and now you can see how that removable top of the box sits on the humps that we marked out and cut up in the two previous episodes of this build. That's not going to be screwed or nailed, it's just going to rest on it exactly like that. The first thing I'm going to do is tap some indents into the bottom piece of the box. I used my angle tool to measure where I thought the side piece would be. After which I'll place some screws in and fix those screws to the side piece. And then I took it outside, braced it up against that wall and screwed the pieces together. Could have used my drill to screw these in, but I like to do things by hand where I can. Nothing much else to say here, pretty simple, but I'll just continue to show you as much of the process as I can. I'm filming quite a lot of this so that anyone who's thinking of doing a similar thing has plenty of footage to look at, get ideas about what they do and don't want to do. So on the plastic, just cover, I'll cut that out later. Oh dear. Now I'm going to screw this one in. This is not screwed in yet. So my hopes for this build is not just to show off, but to maybe provide someone with a little bit of inspiration or some ideas of their own. Maybe they'll watch the video and say, I could do better than that, and then do better than that. Brilliant. Getting back to it. Once I have the sides attached to the bottom, I move on to attaching the front. I just decided to nail these in. I decided it would be much quicker and just as effective as screwing. Now that we have a fairly straight and solid base, there's not much worry of this thing going wonky at this point, so I very much doubt I'll have to pull these nails out. I screwed the previous ones in case I had to undo the process. A lot easier to take a screw out than a nail. Let's stop about there. That seems to be going in okay. I am slightly worried about that split, but that I think was caused by the screw. You see that first screw hole that I put in? Yeah, the screw was too big, so I think that's what's happening there. Hopefully that nail's not splitting it. I really hope not. So now I can just pull this a bit more even and put the second one in here. And the same with the back piece. I'll nail that to the bottom and side pieces. And once that's done, it's just a matter of seeing if the slots work. So we had a couple of slots for the backrest. We've got some humps and some kind of hooky bits that all need to fit together nicely for this to work. I did have to go back and make some minor adjustments here and there trim down a hump or two, widen a slot here and there. That is not an innuendo. It was very minor changes. I'm talking millimeters here. All I need to do is just widen this ever so slightly. I'll just go over that with the jigsaw, and I'll just keep trimming it, you know, millimeter by millimeter until that drops down. When that drops down, we're good. And yeah, everything worked just as I hoped it would. And here's the evidence. So you can see the bottom piece sits nicely, exactly where it should, hooks around those humps, and the backrest slots in really well. The whole thing feels very solid and stable. I'm really happy with the outcome. And now there's just one last thing I want to do before ending this part of the video, and that's to add these caster wheels that my cat seems to think is some sort of treat to the bottom of the chair. After convincing Agent Scully, yes, that is the name of my cat, that this is not something she can eat, I line up the wheels, which only cost me a couple of English pounds for 4 of them. I tap in some indents with a nail and hammer, and then screw one corner loosely into place, so I can line up the other side and do the same. I lined up the first wheels by sight. I'll use the angle tool to get the other 3 wheels as symmetrical as I can. Then it's just a matter of repeating the process. Quick coffee and biscuit break, then the rear wheels. All done. Yay! So next time on the Elite Dangerous playlist, we will see about fitting some cushions to this and giving it a try. We're also going to be putting some cushions or some sort of padding on the armrests to make those a bit more comfortable, as they function well but they're not very soft. So please do join me in a fortnight for the next part of the build. Next week's a retro video, and until then, have a great day. Thanks for watching. This is Commander 64 signing off.